Morning. Today we are going to discuss Tara, a play by Mahesh Dattani. We have already discussed Dattani's art as a playwriting and his skills, his style of writing, subjects, etc. in the previous lecture. And now in this lecture, we are going to read about the play Tara. The story of the Tara is going to be discussed in this lecture. Tara was published in English first in 1995, but it was staged earlier. This is a stage play in 2 acts. A playwright of world stature, Mario Ralich Wasafri, says about Mahesh Dattani. Introduction. Tara is the most touching stage play by Dattani. It presents a tale of Siamese twins, namely Tara and Chandan. The play oscillates between the past and present events. Most of the plays of Dattani have family and home as the locale. So is the case with Tara. The play Tara, directed by Dattani himself, was first performed as Twinkle Tara at the Chaudiah Memorial Hall, Bangalore, on 23rd October 1990 by Playpen Performing Arts Group, which is established by Dattani himself. So, it is a stage play which is a story of Siamese twins, like the twins who were joined with each other, a boy and a girl, Tara and Chandan. It was performed under the directorship of Alik Padmasi. It was later on staged as Tara at Sophia Bhabha Hall at Theatre Group, Bombay on November 9th, 1991. Okay, so it was written earlier, acted in staged in 1990 and 91, and published in its like what we are reading in our third year or other classes in 1995. So let's go to the summary of the play. Mahesh Dattani's 2-act play Tara tells the story of two conjoined twins, a boy, Chandan, and a woman, Tara, who are surgically separated in an unequal manner intended to favor the boy. When they were separated, one had to sacrifice something, and it was the girl who sacrificed for her brother. The surgery that separated Chandan and Tara was so preferential to Chandan, in fact, that Tara is unable to survive and disadvantaged in every way growing up. Eventually passes away. Chandan, racked with guilt over Tara's disadvantaged life and early death, moves from his native country of India to England, where he attempts to start life anew, repressing memories of his personal history and changing his name to westernized moniker Dan. Dattani's play is meant to portray the struggle of an ancient Eastern civilization attempting to evolve to modern Western values and failing, the historically subordinate role of girls in Indian society, and India's ambitions of emerging as a serious global power commensurate with its 1 billion plus population and level of technological advancement. Cultural traditions that place for a far lower value on female life than the thereon of a male, also because the class structure that was condemned many Hindu Indians to live of destitution while the upper classes still prosper, have soon division in Indian society which will take generations to eliminate. During one important exchange between Chandan and his mother Bharati, who was complicated with the choice to sacrifice Tara's happiness and life, in deference to boy, tells Chandan with regard to Tara, let her get older. Yes, Chandan, the planet will tolerate you. The planet will accept you here, but not her. Chandan's guilt over Tara is second only thereto of Bharti, a mother who has knowingly sacrificed her daughter due to cultural inhibitions against placing the worth of female life on an equivalent level as that of males. Tara may be a tragedy in it possesses an emotional connection many cases, twins are known to that transcends that of other siblings. For the surgically separated twins in Tara, that emotional bond similarly exists but is forcibly separated by Bharti and her father Patel. As Chandan notes, the way we started in life, the two lives and one body in one comfortable womb, till we were forced out and separated. In Tara, Mahesh Dattani plays with the thought of female infanticide that's prevalent among the Gujaratis. His deep preoccupation with gender issues results in the emergence of the thought of the dual side of oneself, quite literally embodied in one body, and therefore the separation that follows. Chandan and Tara are conjoined twins. They need to be separated for survival. The matter begins when it's recognized that it's been an unequal, unfair operation, albeit the doctors were aware that the third leg would suit Tara better than her brother. They took part during a conspiracy plotted by her family. As a result, Chandan gets the second leg and Tara becomes a crippled. Bharati, the mother of Tara, is anxious about the longer term of her daughter. She was afraid that the planet wouldn't accept Tara when she may be grown up. Her concerns and maternal love towards Tara becomes a part of a burden of guilt she possesses. Chandan enjoyed great preference while Tara was left to enjoy the position of a subaltern. Tara was more enthusiastic and had high dreams and aspirations which she couldn't achieve since she was a handicapped. Bharti's father further strengthened his indulgence for male grandchild by leaving his property after his demise to Chandan. When it involves giving the education, Tara's father prefers only Chandan. If Tara had been given a moral support by her parents, her life wouldn't be an equivalent. It is noteworthy discrimination against the Tara continues even after death. Chandan has changed their story into his own tragedy. He apologizes to Tara for doing so. Tara is usually discouraged, albeit she is more intelligent, sharp, and witty. Economic and cultural facts are liable for the pathetic status of the girl child. Of these factors combine to make the social organization during which the girl child has got to live. Tara is killed by the social organization which controls the minds and actions of the people. Dattani sees Tara as a play about the gendered self, about coming to terms with the female side of oneself during a world that favor always what's male. The standard of being effeminate may be a reason for shame in India. The playwright also seeks to portray science and nature during a similar manner, how science and nature complement one another. However, science cannot conquer everything and has its own lapses as nature does. This is often signified by the twins with impaired legs as they form a reflection of every other. The play depicts how science cannot always conquer nature because the leg attributed to the boy is rejected by the body during a brash attempt at disregarding both nature and God. Dan hits the nail on the top when he asserts conflict is that the crux of life, a duel to death between God and nature on one side and on the other, the amazing Dr. Thakkar. This explains the godlike stance of the doctor, who is seated with a seeming omnipotent presence representing technology. Advanced behind on a battle level may be a chair during which Thakkar remains seated throughout the play. Although he doesn't watch the action of the play, his connection is asserted by his sheer godlike presence. The drama has two sides thereto, with reference to the time frame, the past, and therefore the present. It also reflects the virtual and therefore the real. An utterance sometimes refers to two different time frames with reference to time, occasion, and therefore the statement applicable to different characters. The subsequent lines hold true for both Bharti and Dan as they are distant in time and space. If in the least they need to know, it will be from me, not from you. The twins, especially Tara, are repeatedly mentioned as freaks. The term freak has been conventionally worn to us one that has something unusual regarding their appearance or behavior. The older usage of the word freaks refer to the state of being physically deformed or characterized by rare diseases and conditions. The word was utilized to suggest sideshow performers. In such an instance, the word freak represents the state of girls who are marginalized, the feminine race who are not um, congenitally deformed but are so as society forces the handicap upon them, even as it presented it in concrete terms within the play. Tara's leg is callously separated from her to render her twin brother normal, defying the tenets of the nature. It echoes Simone de Beauvoir's dictum, one is not born a lady, only become one. A natural freak refers to a genetic disease, while a made freak one, may be a once normal one that experienced or initiated an alteration at some point in life, such as surgical implants. Here, both the terms are often worn to describe Jen and Tara, but Tara is less of a natural freak, as nature was more in her favor. Freak has also been employed to explain genetic mutations in plants and animals, that is, freaks of nature. Freak, utilized in the form, implies to become stressed and upset. Here, the twins are during a state of depression due to their predicament, but utilize a curtain of sarcasm and wit to shield an equivalent. Men cannot accept the woman's intellect and gets intimidated by her intelligence. And Tara's victory at the cardboard game is seen as thorough cheating, and Chandan is ashamed to admit her victory. He sees her as an honest businesswoman as she cheats cards, not attributing it to her business acumen but to her shrewdness. Tara gets hurt at the remark because it holds no truth value. Even Patel ignores her future prospects, and therefore she got to engage in her any meaningful endeavor. She is forced to evolve to the stereotype of the Indian woman devoid of any intellect, deemed fit only to perform mechanical household chores, in other words, an animal which may be cared for but not regarded with respect. Tara quips at this, the men within the house were choosing whether or not they were going hunting, while the ladies taken care of the cave. She highlights the plight of girls who were presumed to be suitable for the domestic domain only. The play as an entire thus depicts the relegation of the relevance of the lady and her upper edge whenever it does assert itself during a during a male dominated society. This is often why the grandfather and therefore the mother, who represent tradition, prefer the male over the female. The male is that the archetypal successor. This is often why the grandfather and therefore the mother, who represent tradition, prefer the male over the female. The male is that the archetypal successor or prototype of cultural progeny. This explains why the author names the play after the feminine child whose identity is demoted otherwise, so as to invert the dialectical pair male or female. The lady has always been hailed in philosophy, but in practice she is treated as an object to be overlooked. As Woolf asserts in her A Room of One's Own, imaginatively she is of the very best importance, practically she is totally insignificant. She pervades poetry from cover to cover, she is about absent from history. In the prescribed play, though Bharti dotes on her daughter Tara, she insensitively attributes a bit of her daughter to the sun. The conflict between illusion and reality is once more echoed here. What's actually a public display of attention on a part of the mother is really a screen to shield her guilt. The context also is a satire on the self sufficient Indian male for whom to simply accept anything feminine is beneath his dignity and interrogation and point in a point indelible of his masculinity. Even Ten acknowledges an equivalent as he writes the play. Though the craft of the play is his, he has got to borrow the fabric from Tara. Aristotle had declared that the female is female by virtue of a particular lack of qualities, and added that we should think of the feminine state because it were a deformity, one which occurs within the ordinary course of nature. On account of its weakness, it quickly approaches its maturity and adulthood, since inferior things all reach their end more quickly. The generation of animals transpac. In Tara, the deformity of the lady is caused by the person and caused so as to finish the person. The playwright utilizes the motive symbolically also. This is often the rationale why Tara approaches her end more quickly, and it's not due to her inferiority. The handicap also symbolizes the predicament of women in Indian families who are made to forsake their chances of getting educated because the edification of the boy becomes a priority. This is a regard to the woman of Shalott, who is imprisoned within a building made from four grey walls and four grey drawers. It runs parallel to the plight of Tara, who is jailed in her handicap and therefore the constraints of traditions. Even as the woman of Shalott foresees her impending doom within the mirror, Tara senses her end too within the mirror represented by the expressions of her closest relatives. Both Tara and therefore the Lady of Shalott find a release from their predicament only in death. The death of Tara features a more powerful impact than her existence. Even as the death of the star gives thanks to the region stands for the god within the world of physics, it being linked to the male god in Hinduism like Shiva, Krishna, Rama, etc., who are black. Religion has also been predominantly patriarchal. Christianity professes men are god stars by naming his female protagonist as Tara. Mahesh Dattani puts it otherwise. So, this is the story of Tara, theme of Tara, and summary of Tara. And we will be discussing the characterization and our narratives in the further lectures. Thank you very much for watching. And you can ask your question in the comment box, and you can directly message me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.